watched every healthy morning routine on YouTube, trying to find the one that will work this time? They won't, and I know why. Watch this video for the one thing that you can do that works every time. For the best advice on how to get the mind, body and life you love, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified every time we release a new video. If you struggle to get your morning routine to stick, or any healthy routine to stick, by the end of this video, you'll know how to make anything stick and how to put your new healthy lifestyle on autopilot. Let's get into it. So what's the one thing that can hack your mind that works every time? I call it fast anchoring. It's a clever NLP trick. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. It works every time, and I'm going to show you how it's done. It's fun and it's fast and it works. So let's get into it, how it works. If you want to hack your mind and create healthy morning habits, or any habit for success, first you need to know how your mind works around habits. Your mind wants to work more efficiently, so it creates these automatic habits. And these are things like walking, or when you're a baby crawling, you learn to crawl and it becomes an automatic habit, or learning how to pick something up. All these things we learned to do, but they became automatic responses, automatic habits. Examples of these automatic habits are when you have a shower in the morning, you would wash yourself the same way. When you get out, you also dry yourself the same way. In the same routine, you might start at your feet and work your way up to the top, or the other way around, but you do it uniquely to you. Other examples are like picking up a cup. Imagine if you had to instruct yourself the whole time when picking up a cup. You would have to say, bend the elbow down, reach the hand out, straighten the arm, breathe in and out, move the shoulder forward. You just couldn't do it. Your mind wants to be more efficient, so it creates these, when we do things over and over, it ends up putting it in your mind and creates these automatic habits and behaviors around everything that we do. You think about it, it would be virtually impossible to get through your day if you had to tell your mind and body exactly what to do every single step. So this is how the mind naturally works. And so what we want to do is we want to kind of tap into how the mind naturally works and use that to our advantage. More about that in a minute. Your mind is like a record, and what it does, it creates these grooves in the record for each of these habits: how we wash ourselves, how we dry ourselves, how we feel, how we respond to things, how we get dressed, what we eat when we're feeling a certain way. All these grooves are created in this record, and when you need to do something, your mind just plays the record for that thing. And some grooves are really deep, and that's why it can be sometimes hard to change our eating habits for weight loss, because these grooves are very, very deep. Another example of the grooves on the record, the automatic behavior, is, do you remember driving a car and getting somewhere, but then not remembering how you got there? That's an example of your automatic pilot working and looking after you, because you didn't crash. And most of the people, they might get in the car and drive to work and find that they don't remember the trip to work. And maybe only those times that you're late and you're dodging in and out of traffic, but any other time where you're switching off, so to speak, you are in autopilot. So you learned to drive the car, you created that groove, your unconscious mind takes care of it. So wouldn't it be cool to create these kind of habits that we want on autopilot and change anything that we want? Your mind is also logical. For example, you dress yourself the same way every day, but your mind also knows to put your underwear on first. You're not going to put that on last. So when you are in autopilot, your mind will still be logical. So you've already set this morning routine, but you don't actually realize it. how you dry yourself every day, how you wash yourself every day, the first thing you do when you get up. These are all automatic habits that you already have. You already have a very strong morning routine, and those grooves in that record are very strong around that time. So what you want to do is you want to anchor your new habit to one that's really, really ingrained in you, that deep groove. You want to anchor a new habit to that, and I'm going to show you how. You have been making morning routines and daily habits all your life. So what we're going to do is we're just going to anchor to those things that you've already made, those really, really deep grooves in your record. This is sometimes also why starting a new healthy morning routine is difficult, or even if you wanted to do a night routine. But this is why it's difficult, because you've got a lot of deep grooves there. You know, probably the way you get up out of bed, then you might go to the toilet, and then you might get a drink of water, and then you might have a shower or go to the toilet, and then you dry yourself, and then you dress yourself, and then you might do something else. So those habits you've been doing your whole life, they're very deeply ingrained. So this is why changing the morning routine can be quite difficult, and then when you're trying to change a lot, it becomes overwhelming. And that's why it becomes so overwhelming, is because you're trying to change so much on your record, and your record can't cope. Your mind wants to remain really efficient, so it always snaps back to that really strong groove, that really strong record when you are in autopilot behavior, when you are driving and not thinking, or getting up and getting ready for the morning and not thinking. Your mind is going to flick back to those deep grooves. So this is why we really want to anchor to those ones that you already have, not really necessarily try to change those. So now you know how the mind works around habits. You can go about making changes or anchoring new habits to some of these old habits. And let me give you some examples on how to do that. So one of my tricks to create a new habit is called fast anchoring. It's quick and it's easy, and it works every time. Think of fast anchoring as a way of connecting one habit with another. Think of it as like linking something in a chain. So instead of fighting a deep habit that you already have, by anchoring a new habit to one that's really established, there's none of that push and pull, and it stops that fight, that butt up against when you're trying to make a change. Let me give you an example of how you can anchor. Say you want to start walking every morning, and maybe currently you walk in the evening. So when you go for your walk in the evening, use smell. Use an essential oil that will stimulate you, like the citric essential oils. So when you go for a walk, dab that smell on your skin. Again, use lovely organic if you're going to put it on your skin, or smell it. So during your walk, smell it before, after, and during. Do that for a few times, and then what you can do is in the morning use that smell. So when you get up and in the middle of your usual routine, and make sure that it's in a time that really fits with you. You might want to go for a walk before you have a shower. So then smell this essence in that period, and then go for the walk. And so what you're doing there is you're anchoring the movement and also the smell into your mind. So then that actually helps, rather than saying I want to change my morning routine and I want to, cut the grooves in this record, I want to insert the new one, and I want to anchor it in between the processes that I already have. So you may get up and go to the toilet, have a shower and get dressed. Then you might smell the citrus and you say, I want to go for a walk then. And so then what that does is it helps anchors into that morning routine. And then after you have a shower, you might have a coffee. So slipping that new habit in amongst the old habits that are ingrained in the record, you're adding the groove to the record without taking out another groove, which becomes very difficult, and you find that's where you butt up against it. Let's look at another example. This one, I've seen a lot of videos, morning successful habits of highly successful people, or morning routines of highly successful people. And I notice there's a lot of people that try to do it and do the same morning routine as these successful people, but you know, their records deep groove for those things. So they try to change it all at once, and then what happens is the automatic pilot record wants to work. Remember, your mind wants to work more efficiently. Your mind's just going to snap back to that record. So what I would suggest to do is just insert some new habits into your automatic routine that you already have. For example, when you're in the shower, you could use this time for your, say, morning motivation. You can write on or print out on a piece of paper something that motivates you. It might be a quote or something that you've seen that really motivates you. It could be your goals. It could be the reason why you're doing what you're doing. And what you can do is print that out and you put that on the shower, on the glass, obviously not inside the shower because it's going to get wet. On the other side, print that on the glass, put that on the glass rather. When you're in the shower, you can read over your motivational quote or your goal or whatever it is. Now, if you're looking for some really good motivational quotes, we post a lot on Instagram. We'll put the handle for Instagram somewhere here on this page. And then you can go there, and we've got stacks of motivational quotes on there, or on Pinterest. We'll also put that handle up for you, and you can print them out, and there's enough there for you to do a new one every day, really, if you wanted. But you can change that up every week. What I like to do also is put it something on the back of the toilet door, and so then that way, every time you go to the toilet, which is a lot during the day, you're anchoring something that is a very ingrained habit into your a new habit into that really solid ingrained habit. I mean, that is also not just a habit, that's something that you have to do. So you're anchoring motivation, or anchoring that kind of law of attraction type of thing while you're in the toilet. You're reading that on the back of the door, or on the back of your shower, or there could be another place on the front of the fridge. So these are suggestions on how you can insert your new habit into the habits that you've already got. Another habit of highly successful people is planning your day. I like to do this at the end of the day, because what I do is I write out everything that I need to do the next day, and they're generally things I didn't get done the day before, or things I've thought of that I really want to add to my list, and then I put them on my keyboard. Because when you get into work, you have to move the piece of paper to use your keyboard. So it is going to be the first thing that you touch before you start work. I mean, they're very, very simple things that you can do, but they work because they are simple. When you try to break that record or change all the grooves in your record, that's when you're going to butt up against it. That's when it's going to be difficult. So incorporating these very simple things, the simpler they are, the more likely you're going to do them as well. If you incorporate these very simple things, it's going to help you anchor them into your already ingrained routine, so you end up picking them up a lot faster. Another habit of highly successful people is they get up super early. Look, it's not for me. I'm a night owl. Getting up at 5 a.m. I'd rather stab myself in the face. But if it's something that you want to do, then you obviously need to get that into the routine and go to sleep the night before. And if you struggle with sleep and you struggle with racing mind at night and you find it hard to get to sleep and therefore you can't get up early in the morning, we've created another video to how to stop racing mind at night and how to get to sleep really fast and enjoy the process, and the link to that video is in the description below. I find the biggest thing that stops people from creating a healthy morning routine and it's sticking is trying to add in too much. As I said before, we've got the grooves on our record. If you're trying to break those grooves, if you're trying to add in new habits, remember your mind wants to work more efficiently. So it wants to snap back to this automatic pilot. You'll find that it will work faster if you try to add just one little thing each time, and when that's stuck, when that's on automatic pilot, add another thing. You think about it. You know, I think we're always in a hurry for things to change, so much so that we end up not changing. If you changed one little thing each week that equaled a loss, or even one thing that equaled a loss of 500 grams a week. 500 grams, not a lot. After 52 weeks, you've lost more than 20 kilos. Now, that's a lot easier than changing your whole dietary habits. So keep it simple. Try to change one small thing at a time. Like the saying goes, how do you eat an elephant? One chunk at a time. Meaning baby steps, just do one little thing at a time. Now you know how to make any healthy habit stick and stick to your morning routine, and how to put your new healthy lifestyle on autopilot. If you like this video, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and sharing with your friends, and comment below healthy habits if this video helped you. Also, if you want to join a community of women just like you, head over to Facebook, because that's where we share some unique content that you will not find here. If you like this video, I've added another video on the screen that I thought you might like, and that's the Stop Racing Thoughts at Night and Get Yourself to Sleep Super Fast and Love the Process. And the other video on the screen is Sleep Hypnosis for Weight Loss. Find your natural size and shape while you sleep. Subscribe to us in the link below for weekly tools and tips to get the mind, body, and life you love. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you get notified every time we release a new video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.